are back. Shout out to y'all who have already made y'all's way over here. Loose. Y'all see this thumbnail? Y'all know I like to think in layers, okay? So that is definitely something that we are going to talk about, okay? This episode, Wendy. Now, let me hop on camera. Let me get on camera. Hey y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. Specifically returning from my video before this one, because right now we are about to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. I thought the episode was pretty good. Now, I cut out for a second. Let me know if y'all can see me, okay? Y'all comment below. Let me know if y'all can see me pretty good while I sip this wine, because I cut out for a hot second. That was weird. Okay. We good. The screen went black. I was like, y'all know how these lives be. My goodness. Blame it on StreamYard, if anything else. So y'all, this episode, the girls are in Virginia. The ops, they're really on one, y'all. They're really on one. So I told y'all last episode, let me make this clear. Last episode, I told y'all that if Wendy was my professor, I would not be wanting to see her shoulder in my lectures, okay? I stand by that. However, how Wendy presents herself in the real world and in her personal life is Wendy's business. If Wendy wants to wear a unitard, you know, so her coochie can eat up the bottom of it, that's on Wendy. That's not for me to decide what's okay and what's not okay for Wendy. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. I'm about to go in the in order of the episode. So let's go ahead and start off with the dinner, y'all. We're back at the dinner. Keep in mind, Gisele and Karen were arguing about nothing. Gisele and Robin get on my damn nerves. Y'all know we call them the ops over here. Karen is my favorite. However, I feel like they were still arguing about nothing. Karen says, until you're clear or until you admit to, speaking of death and my husband in the same conversation, that I have nothing else to say to you. Gisele is also saying that as for now, she would like to throw the relationship in the trash. It's garbage. And for my peace of mind, I would love for both of y'all just to throw the relationship in the trash. Gisele is reaching so far as to say that Karen was speaking about her family. I think the fuck not. Gisele, your daddy came on TV and said that you were back with a man who had multiple kids by multiple women. And he said something about a newest baby, basically sounding like it was pretty fresh. So if you want to be mad at anybody, you should take that up with your father. Karen was simply asking you a question the same way we seen it on the TV show. So that's the reach right there. Karen, I also think you're reaching. The clip that they showed was Gisele saying that Ray would be 6 feet under before her face was, basically her beauty faded. Y'all are both reaching. Y'all don't like each other. Throw the relationship in the trash. I don't care. So all of the women, y'all know that the two elders, the two veterans of the group, the cool girls, are Karen and Gisele. So everybody wants to make a comment on how they feel about the situation. Candace is voice of reason, y'all. Candace is real cool, calm, collected. She tells everybody, things are not solved in groups. So y'all need to get together and have a conversation without the group. Neither one of them seem open to the idea of it. Mia's brand new ass, girl, your flute still got water on it because it just got washed. That's how fresh of a housewife you are. So Mia even decides to speak on it and says, well, I feel like I'm in the middle. Mia is trying to get in where she fits in. I cannot. I was annoyed specifically in this situation because Robin speaks up as well. And Robin says to Karen, well, the way that you presented the situation to Mia was probably like, this bitch is fucking crazy. And in response, Mia doesn't let that comment go by without her saying, I didn't say that though. But I didn't say that. Y'all, I feel like Mia is expressing her level of interest. It's uncomfortable to see. Mia's trying to get in where she fits in. She's trying to remain in the middle. But I also think that this goes to show how good of a person that Karen is, because Karen is not trying to deter Mia from making connections with even the ops. So in the Ooh Ladies First panel, y'all, I came up with a name for this, y'all. I felt like, in my opinion, that Mia was trying to show interest in GEB Sorority Incorporated, which is the Green Eye Bandits. I feel like that's what Mia is trying to do. But this whole situation is not about Mia. I'm just like, y'all are doing too much. Saki says, I was shooked by how reasonable Candace was being. She's maturing. Perhaps it's the stepchildren. And D also says Candace was the youngest one there and the one with the most sense at the dinner. She actually did have the most sense. I wish Kimonte was in this live. Shout out to you, Kimonte. He said a long time ago that Candace would end up taking the middleman role this season and kind of be the one to have the most sense and bring everybody together for a kumbaya moment. And that's exactly what we're getting so far. Because if y'all peep like I peep, Candace was definitely in her confessional and she called Robin and Gisele Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So I was like, oh, the lines in the sand is drawn, okay? So both Gisele and Karen want apologies that they're not going to get, and that's fine with me because I have no interest in seeing Gisele and Karen be friends. Okay. So now the girls disperse from dinner and we finally get to see the cottage. The cottage is giving every bit of timeshare, every bit of Candlewood Suites. It is nothing like the main house. It's not a bad place to stay. But once you put it in comparison of the main house, it's like WTF. And it's also 5 minutes away. So I'm like, is it a 5-minute walk, 5-minute drive? What is it? So it seems like the girls in this house, I think Candace, she did a good job assigning rooms because little did she know that this will also help aid in the alliances that we're probably going to see throughout the season. So in this house, we have Escala, Wendy, Karen. I think that's it, the three of them. In the main house, we get Mia, Gisele, Robin, and Candace herself, the four of them. So we definitely get to see Escala, Wendy, and Karen kikiing in the house. Robin ends up joking, saying, you know, well, I wish I could have stayed with Escala because she's my friend, but I wasn't going to go to the cottage. I like it this way better. I would much rather see Escala on Karen's side of things because Escala seems likable. I really wasn't feeling her at that pajama jam. I'm going to keep calling it a pajama jam. Shout out to UNT. I'm going to keep calling it a pajama jam. But I wasn't feeling the way that Escala jumped in and spoke on Mia like the delusion. Because I feel like she was just trying to take the side of Robin. I hate when new people overstep boundaries. Sit back, observe. You'll see how people move if you close your mouth, okay? You will definitely see people reveal themselves if you allow them the room to do it. So I don't like whenever people speak up or new people speak up, right? So I was like, dang, Escala seems like a cool person. But now that she's speaking up on this situation she don't know about, I don't know if I'm really feeling her like that, right? So in this situation, I'm seeing her with a different group of girls, and I think that I'm actually going to like her. I think I'm actually going to like her. So on the other side of things, we see Ashley at home. She's doing a family photo shoot. Ashley looked beautiful. The boys look beautiful. Michael looked like their granddaddy. But all in all, they seem to be a beautiful family taking their pictures. She ends up saying to Michael that she thinks that she's going to go on the trip with the girls for a day. Now, I don't know if this was the editing or if Michael's response was actually delayed. I feel like Ashley and Michael are doing everything in their power to make Michael look like this super dad, super involved dad of the year. In previous seasons, we've seen Michael and all these scandals. We've seen Michael at the hotel rooms. We've seen scandalous pictures and stuff like that. So that's how we know Michael. But in this situation, hey, in this situation, they want Michael to look like, father of the year. And I'm kind of annoyed by it because we talk about this every single time we talk about Michael. If it would have been any other Black husbands who had an alleged assault charge or, complaint on them by an employee of Bravo, do you think that we would be seeing them seasons and seasons later? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, okay? Either way it goes, I think they had a beautiful family photo shoot. She ends up telling Michael she's going to go on a trip. Michael's face was delayed, and then he ended up saying, okay, fine, Daisy, the nanny, can keep Dean, and I'll keep Dylan, the youngest one. And Ashley's like, what? You really want to keep Dylan? And he's all like, well, I have people at work who can help me. So look at Michael being father of the year, y'all. And then they start talking about the girls. Michael ends up asking how Gisele is doing. Ashley ends up asking, do you have anyone for Gisele? Because she found out last episode that Gisele and Jamal are no longer a thing. Michael says, at this moment, I can't really think of anybody. Okay. Then he starts talking about his man, Juan. Is Juan still available? Ashley ends up saying, well, they're not married yet. And Michael says, see, I told you that he wasn't going to marry her. I almost died laughing because that pillow talk to me is super funny. Okay, Saki, look at this comment. Michael has a complexion for the protection. Okay. But yeah. D says, no, I never looked at it like that. If Michael were Black, both he and Ashley would have been gone. Say it again. So anyway, Michael says, I knew that they weren't going to get married. Juan has a hard time committing. So basically, in such few words, I feel like Michael is alluding to maybe him and Juan having a conversation and Juan saying that he was not going to marry Robin. I want to know more, but at the same time, I don't care about Robin's storyline. But y'all, did y'all find it funny the way that Michael asked if Juan was still available? I was like, available for what? Available for what? What do you mean? He's with Robin. You mean available for you? What you talking about, Michael? He has the biggest man crush on Juan, and it is funny AF. The conversation was about Gisele, and I couldn't even tell how Michael jumped over talking about Juan. Now, since this is, Michael and Juan, that's his man, he gonna stick beside him. I wonder how Juan is going to feel looking back at the previous season and looking back at this season and seeing that Michael is having conversations about him. Part of me feels like what Michael is saying about Juan not wanting to commit to Robin has to be true, because part of me feels like what Michael's saying about Juan has to be true, or else Juan would be upset, because this isn't the first time that Michael has spoken on Robin and Juan's relationship. He spoke on it last season. They had a reunion. I don't even think Juan was upset about it. So we'll move on from there. Ashley also doesn't fail to say that whenever she goes on the trip, she's not going to be thinking about Candace. She's just going to be thinking about herself, thinking about having a good time, which is why I wanted Ashley to come on the trip, y'all. I told y'all I have a love-hate relationship with Ashley. I love seeing Ashley as a mom, but whenever it comes to Michael and Ashley together, I can't stand her. When it comes to seeing Ashley as a friend in that group, I think she brings a lot to the show, even when it's bad. So that's why I like seeing Ashley on the show, and that's why I wanted her on the trip in Virginia. I feel like if it's a cash trip, she absolutely should be able to come like she did. But if it's something at Candace's home and she don't want to invite her, you ain't got to invite her. So we'll move on, y'all. So a couple other things happened. Really was not that important. The ladies are getting ready for dinner. We see Wendy and her titties getting ready for dinner. She's wearing Versace. And y'all, I have to say, this outfit that Wendy was wearing, I think was super cute. I actually preferred it over the coochie eating bodysuit. I think she looked a damn fool in the bodysuit, but at the same time, I'm not going to shame you for wanting to show your body. And we're going to talk about that in dinner in more context, because I said to y'all at the beginning of this video, I like to think in layers. I also like to think, when it comes to Gisele, what is her intent? So regardless of if I feel like the grain of salt of whatever Gisele said was true, her intent is never pure. Her intentions are never pure. She's always trying to hurt someone. She's always trying to take someone down. You're saying that Wendy is trying to, I guess, distract people from the fact that Eddie's potentially having a side baby, even though you know the rumor isn't true. Then what are your intentions of bringing that up? Okay. Then you want to say that Wendy's changing her body because Eddie's cheating. Let's be real, y'all. What housewife comes on season 1, comes back for season 2, and ends up looking the exact same? Y'all let me know in the comments. Eva is one, I feel like, but I can't think of anybody else who comes back after their first season looking the exact same. Now, don't think that I'm not going to say anything about Wendy, because I gave Wendy the business in my previous videos. I think Wendy went to Housewives boot camp. I think Wendy's doing the MFMOs, which is why I think she's overcompensating, okay? I think that she's overcompensating because she's trying to secure a bag and she's trying to do things that she feels like can brand herself in this Housewives world. So I don't like the way Wendy's moving, but at the same time, I can't agree with what Gisele and Robin are saying because I don't feel like they're coming from the right place. Another thing I will say is I really hope y'all are following. Y'all who always come in my videos, y'all know how I think. Y'all know how I can explain bits and pieces of situations, and y'all know that I can't just umbrella something. That's wrong. That's it. I can't umbrella this, y'all. And I forgot what I was going to say, but I can't umbrella this into just saying Wendy shouldn't be showing her body. That's what I was going to say. So this is what I was going to say. If you want to simplify it to the most simple level and say women should be able to show their bodies, women empowerment, women should be multifaceted. Yes. If you simplify it to that, yes. But in this situation, I feel like it's much more than that. I feel like Wendy is talking different. Wendy is acting different. Wendy is trying to coin phrases. So it may not be the fact that her husband is cheating or rumor that her husband is cheating, but she's definitely trying to compensate for something. She claims that it's because she had a baby, which could very well be true. But in my opinion, she's trying to secure the housewives bag, and that's as simple as it is. Literally, that's how I feel about it. Sierra B, she says Gisele didn't come back looking the same. Gisele actually got rid of those bangs. Remember, she had them heavy ass 5-pound bangs on, and her hair, although it wasn't the best, she came back looking a little bit different. So here we go. Wendy's getting dressed, y'all. Prefer this outfit over the other one. Robin and Gisele are upstairs. They're talking about the rumors, y'all. They're saying, you know, it's a rumor out there. I don't think it's true, but I think that she's trying to overcompensate and distract people from the rumor, blah, 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 blah. Robin says, who is this person? We don't know this person. Just not Gisele. Wendy ends up walking up to the room as they're having a conversation about her. And she's like, hey, are y'all having a private conversation? And they were like, no, it's fine. And they immediately stopped talking about it. Fake bitches. So now, y'all, it is dinner time. And Wendy, again, is looking at her titties. I had to get a screenshot of this. It's something going on with Wendy. Robin and Gisele are not wrong about that. But for me, it's the audacity for you to call her out on it, probably know that she's not in the best space, and your intent is not to build her back up. Your intent is to tear her down, which is why I can't get with it. Wendy is somebody who knows, not Wendy, Gisele is someone who knows very well about doing things to try to distract people from what's going on in your life. Gisele, you've been doing it to us for 6 seasons. You have been prying in other people's marriages, other people's relationships. You've been hard on Robin. You think you can tell everybody how to keep a man, but where's Jamal? You've been doing it for 6 seasons, Gisele. So for you to call it out on Wendy, and for you and Robin to tag team on Wendy and try to make her feel bad for showing this, new persona, whether it's fake or not, whether it's Housewives boot camp or not, it's the audacity for me, for you to do that. And Robin foolish as hell, because even at the dinner table, your girl Gisele is coming for you, basically telling you that's unattractive. Gisele couldn't tell nobody how to keep a man. Keep a man. Girl, go to sleep, okay? So I didn't skip some stuff because I really just went on a rant talking about it. Whatever, dinner happened, they get a gift. There's going to be an aerobics class. Karen doesn't want to go. Now, at the dinner table, Candace starts having a discussion about her and Chris and how she feels like their gender roles are reversed, how Chris cooks all the time, how he's the husbander and she's the one that's going out and working, right? So they end up saying, well, what are the hours for him doing this? Candace said that they're still working on it. They end up saying, well, how's he getting paid for it? Which I think was nosy as hell. I think Gisele was the one who specifically asked how he was getting paid. That's her fucking husband, Gisele. You have so many questions for everybody. But whenever it comes to finding out more about your life, we can't know. You always have to find an excuse as to why you can't give us your tea. Shout out to a scholar for asking her a question, but let me keep going in order, okay? So they also asked Candace how her mom feels about Chris being her manager. She says that her mom doesn't like it, and Gisele also makes a little joke about him being Kris Jenner or whatever. Candace, I know you think that's your friend, but it wouldn't be one too many times before she disrespected me and my marriage. Okay? Gisele, what do you have going? Nothing. Okay? What do you have going? I don't know. It still baffles me, y'all, that Gisele is somewhat the face of this franchise. We see her on all the Bravo shit, and she's clearly not the favorite. She's not the favorite. I feel like it's probably Karen, to be real. But there's also a lot of people who just love a good villain. What does Gisele have going on besides tearing people down? I don't understand. Y'all let me know in the comments. If you were a Gisele fan, somebody let me know what she has going on besides tearing people down. So we move on from digging into Candace's life to digging into Robin's life and Robin's storyline of staying in bed all day. You know what storyline I wish that we got to see from Robin? The wedding or nothing. Okay? Because I don't feel like we get anything from Robin. I'm over it. Robin sleeps in the bed all day. She's unmotivated. She feels like she has seasonal depression, but she's not sure. She feels like she didn't really say this, but Juan would be happier if she wasn't in bed all day and if she wasn't depressed. That to me, I feel like if Robin is depressed, y'all, I feel for her and I hope she gets help. Let me say that first. However, I do feel like this moment with Robin and this storyline with Robin is a little bit inauthentic. I feel like Robin's trying to show that she has substance as a housewife on this show. Because what does Robin bring to the table? So this is going to be her storyline. And this is why she wanted to make this seem like a vulnerable moment, talking about her laying in the bed. Girl, okay. Thank you so much, Exoternies. Thank you. But yeah, Robin wasn't talking about shit. I really ain't got nothing to say about that. So now it's time for them to move on to Wendy. Gisele ends up saying, well, I just thought I would say it, but something's different about you, Wendy. You seem very different. And Wendy's like, yeah, I am different. She's like, I just wanted to tell you, you know, I've seen more of your skin in the past month than I've seen since I've known you. Thank y'all. Please like the video. Yeah, actually like the video right now. This is the perfect time to like the video before we start talking about Gisele and her bullshit. Like the video. Like the video. All right. So she's telling Wendy, we've seen more of her skin in the past month than we've seen since we've known her. And, okay, y'all, I have a hard time explaining. I know how I feel about this, but I have a really, really hard time explaining to y'all and making it clear as water how I feel about a situation, because a lot of people cannot see the layers to a situation. I agree. We've seen so much of Wendy's body in the past month than we've seen in the past 6 months. We've seen Wendy turn up and try to coin phrases that she hasn't seen in the past. There's a level of inauthenticity. There's a level of facade that Wendy is showing us. For me, I told y'all, it's the audacity of Robin and Gisele addressing this in front of all the other women. And I also feel like Gisele and Robin were coming from a place to where they wanted to tear her down. They don't want to see her confident, and they want an explanation for it. And they feel like it has to be something negative. So they want to pry. Gisele, I need the girls to sit you down and have an intervention. We've seen you bully. We've seen you use sorority tactics on these women. We've seen you pry into other people's business for seasons and seasons and seasons. And I think that that's worth the discussion. We want to know what you're running from. I want to know what you're running from. Why you all up in Wendy's business? So Wendy says, yes, I am different. Then Robin chimes in, because Robin's like, well, shit, I guess since Gisele is talking about it, we was just talking about it in the bedroom. So let me go ahead and tag team. Not only does Robin tag team, Robin says, I just feel like you're a little bit more loose. Loose? Yeah. Loose? Who are you? Shirley damn May? What are you talking about? You feel like she's a bit more loose? Who are you and Gisele for y'all to think that y'all can lay the law as for what's acceptable for Wendy to do? That's where I'm pissed. Wendy's doing the motherfucking most. Wendy's getting on my nerves. Wendy went to Housewives boot camp. Wendy is coming on here trying to do what she thinks can get her another season. Do I think it's annoying? Do I think she's doing too much? Yes. But who the fuck are you and Gisele to call her out about that? Wendy reads them as always. She says she feels like, you know, I'm a commentator. I'm still a professor at one of the most prestigious universities. That doesn't remove my substance. But y'all know what really was the motherfucking kicker? The kicker was Mia. And this is what I'm talking about. Mia really wants to get in where she fits in. And I was disgusted. I was disgusted in my Erica Dixon voice by the comment Mia made. So Mia ends up saying, you know, I kind of understand where they're coming from. I kind of understand where they're coming from because, you know, you're a commentator, you're a professor. I feel like they should stay in their lane. I mean, we don't see Michelle Obama with her breast out. We don't see Oprah with her breast out. If that's the case, Mia, we don't see strippers running businesses and owning franchises, or should I say ball gown wearers. Sit down and eat your motherfucking food. What are you talking about? She took that moment to solidify herself as a member of Green Eye Bandits Incorporated. And I was quite disappointed because I feel like there's qualities about Mia that I could like, but you're such a flip-flopper. I don't know who you are. Now, as far as Wendy can sometimes be loud and wrong. Wendy can't stand by her opinion. I didn't like how last season she jumped on the side. She kind of did the same thing if you think about it. Wendy kind of did the same thing that Mia is doing right now. Wendy was new last season and came on the show, witnessed the physical altercation between Monique and Candace. Without knowing any additional facts or knowing about Monique, she immediately sided with Robin and Gisele and talked about how disgusted she was by Monique and how as Black women, you can't be doing X, Y, Z. But Wendy, this is where that didn't age well. You were telling her as a Black woman, you couldn't do X, Y, Z. And here you are as a commentator, as a professor, showing your titties, doing the frog twerk on the bus and everything else. And this is where a lot of y'all don't like me, because I can't just pick one side that's right. Majority of the people on this show really ain't shit, y'all. Majority of the people, y'all. And the reason why I can never just side one way is because a lot of these women on the show come on showing us what we think we want to see. And then when they go to Housewives boot camp, they all get dressed up, they get the plastic surgery, and they come back and they show us something different or something that they think can secure a check. You never see consistency in these women, which is why I always have something for a little bit of everybody, every single review. And a lot of y'all don't like that. It just is what it is. And the reason why I can say Karen is my favorite is because I feel like we have seen the most consistency from her. So yeah, Robin and Gisele, you're not shit. It says a lot about a grown-ass woman in her 50s who still uses grade school tactics to bully and make women feel like they shouldn't be confident or like they shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. Okay? We can simplify it to that. She's wrong as hell for that. Let's simplify it. Women are multifaceted, okay? But Wendy is also doing too much, okay? But who is Gisele and Robin to tell her to pipe the fuck down? Their intent was full of malice. So that's why I really don't fool with them. But while all this is going on, y'all, this is where a scholar really just grabs my heart, y'all. And I feel like I could like a scholar. I need to continue to see more of her, but what I'm hoping is that we see consistency from a scholar. A scholar says, they said, does anybody else have questions? And a scholar says, well, I do. Since we're asking questions, everyone knows about your relationship, but I think it's a quite bit confusing. So can you explain what's going on in your relationship? That's when Gisele starts looking like a deer in fucking headlights. And she says, yeah, I can tell you what's going on, but I'm not going to discuss that in the presence of a troll. Girl, you weren't going to discuss it anyway, because the relationship is fake. The relationship is fake. A scholar, shout out to you, because by you asking that question in the situation was like, okay, bitch, so since we're going to talk about business, what's really going on, Gisele? Where's your mom? When she said that, I was like, yes, get her ass. Somebody asked her a question, and of course she didn't answer the question. So she did what she does best, which is distract from what's actually going on. She knew that by her calling Karen a troll, they would end up arguing. They argued again. Yes, Zico. Zico says, did you see when Wendy was talking about her postpartum, a scholar was nodding her head like she was agreeing with her? I think I might be liking a scholar. I definitely did notice that. I definitely did notice a scholar in agreement with Wendy. KA says, a scholar is peeping the BS for herself. And that's what I mean, y'all. In the middle of this video, I said, I much prefer when somebody new comes on the show and they just observe for a little bit. Because if you observe, a person will reveal themselves to you the more room that you allow them to. So now that Ascala is giving Gisele the room to reveal herself, that's exactly what she's doing. So keep watching, okay? My goodness. Okay. So Karen and Gisele end up arguing. I wasn't taking notes because I'm tired of them arguing, and that's the end of the dinner. But before they leave, Robin has to clarify, Wendy, I think you're beautiful. I think you were beautiful last year. I just have to say that I don't want the changes in your skin to define who you are as a person. Only simple-minded people would define Wendy by what she looked like. Okay? But I also think that people can peep when Wendy is doing the most. And I also think that people can peep when Gisele and Robin are being some hating ass bitches. Should I have said that? Oh well, y'all. Oh well. I don't like to call these women bitches. Because sometimes I'd be like, damn, I want to interview y'all for Ooh Ladies First. And I want to ask y'all the hard questions. And then they're going to watch the video and be like, oh, so I'm a hating ass bitch. That's what the people say. That's what the people say, okay? So, y'all, I didn't get a picture, but for the very last scene, y'all, we see the ladies working. You see Mia talking on the phone to Gil. You also see Candace practicing for her music video, which I will say Candace's song is really cute. Reverse the conversation. I'm like, okay, Candace, I like the song, y'all. Okay, it's cute. So she's practicing. People are doing stuff around the house, and then Karen and Wendy are getting ready to go to the pool. They're sitting down having a conversation, and Karen says to Wendy, "You're much more covered up today." And she says, "If you're dressing for Gisele, then you need to go change your fucking clothes, because it does not matter." And I really feel like Karen did the right thing in that situation. You want to build Wendy up, okay? Although I feel like we're seeing a facade from Wendy, you can come from a place of love and tell Wendy, I love who you are as a person. Don't change who you are for anybody, whether that's Gisele, whether that's the insecurities that you're battling within yourself. Karen had a big sister conversation with Wendy. What took me back was the fact that Wendy said that she considered Gisele as her big sister. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I feel like a lot of y'all come on the show trying to adopt these women as your big sisters because you want to get in where you fit in and you see them as a figure having been on the show from the beginning. But I don't think Gisele was going to do anything for Wendy at all. I think a lot of people just see it as beneficial to being in an alliance with Gisele. But Giselle's not going to do anything for anybody. So I don't see why you even considered her your big sis. I was like, what? Wendy ends up crying. She says that she's hurt. That's why. You're right. KA says that Gisele is Wendy's sore. That's probably why. That is why. But I do have to say I appreciate Karen building Wendy up. I think something else happened after that. It really wasn't relevant. I think it was a really good episode. I cannot wait to see these alliances, y'all. To me, it definitely looks like Candace is going to side with Karen, Wendy, and Ascala. And I think that Messy Boots, the ops, Robin, Gisele, and Ashley are going to be on another team. In the previews for next week, it seems like Ashley finally comes to the house and she ends up asking Wendy about the rumor. Wendy ends up turning up on their ass and says, I'm putting your ass on notice. Don't bring up my marriage. Now, this is where I can get with Wendy. I need you to be your authentic self. Mia, KA, says that she thinks that Mia's picking the wrong side. I think that Mia's going to be on the side with the majority. She's trying to get in where she fits in. So We'll see, y'all, or whatever side of the bed Mia wakes up on that day, because she a flip-flopper. Who knows what she's talking about. But yeah, y'all, that's all I have for today. I really thank y'all for coming and joining me on this live. I hope y'all like the video. I have some more videos this week, so make sure your notification bells are turned on. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Definitely on Instagram if y'all want to see what I was up to this weekend. I post on there, at least on my story, pretty much daily. But y'all, we on the way to 10,000 subscribers. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next